Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use our 20% discount promo code ISCA20.
and welcome to the ISCA Butt Kicker. This is going to be the DraftKings Challenge. It's a Matrix 250 at Talladega tonight. What we're going to have something a little different. This is a pay-to-win race tonight. Each one of these drivers you see on the track tonight had paid an admission to try to come home with a cash prize. Something different that we wanted to try out. We're going to do this once a month at only the super speedways, Daytona and Talladega. And tonight, we are at Talladega Super Speedway, 2.66 miles of 200 plus miles per hour. We have a mixed field tonight. We have all different licenses out there. We've got A licensed drivers. We have Coke Series drivers. We have B and C class drivers out here, and you will be able to tell the difference as you watch this race. In the broadcast booth with me tonight, I have a special guest, Matt Sisneth.
Yeah, what's up?
Matt, welcome aboard, buddy. Tonight's going to be a special event here at Talladega. We both run this track, and we both absolutely love it. And I think tonight we're going to have a lot of excitement.
I think it's going to be a fun race to watch here, and it's going to be $100 going to the winner of tonight's race, so that's something to go for.
Yeah, these guys are, you're either going to love, if you're in this race tonight, you're either going to love it or hate it. It depends on how well you run. Watching practice, we've watched some of these guys running in the 46s, high 46s, which is extremely fast. They're running up top speeds of about 206, 207 miles an hour. Right now, we have a qualifying going underway. You see a lot of the guys on the track right now, and they're qualifying as a whole team. And we're seeing qualifying times right now ranging about 47.666, which those will start going down rather fast here momentarily. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to run this a little different than we do the league races. Obviously, you see we got this practice. It's about 15 minutes. So in between things that are going on your screen, we're also going to stop and we're going to do commercial breaks like we're about to do right now. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use our 20% discount promo code ISCA20.
Matrix harnesses the power and versatility of the smartphone or tablet and turns it into a powerful input device customized to fit the application you're using. Whether you're looking for a remote control for media player, presentation, or immersive game interface with precisely timed macros, Matrix has you covered. Visit matrixapp.com for details.
Welcome back to the ISCA DraftKings Challenge. We're watching practice underway, and we're trying to watch these guys in packs of 2 and 3, and that's where the speed's going to be. when this race starts, these guys will be in packs of 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10 or more. We'll see side-by-side racing. It's nothing different. This is Talladega. What we're looking for the most of is what we're all excited about is that infamous wreck to see how many cars it's going to take out. It's not, is it going to happen? It's when it's going to happen. So stay tuned and let's watch and see. Let's watch a little of this practice and see if there's any excitement on here that might give us some telltale signs on when a wreck's going to happen and who's going to be involved in it. Let's go ahead and take a ride along with the 2. I believe it's a 2 of Greg Wyszynski. He is in the center of a packed field right now. He's got about 5 or 6 cars in his pack. Let's see how his car handles in dead center.
That shows you that front stretch and just how wobbly it is and how many bumps are down there down low in the tri-oval.
Yeah, we're going to see this a lot tonight, Matt. These drivers are not going to be steady at the wheel. They're going to be seesawing back and forth, trying to control this car. The thing here, the key is draft. So you see the car in front of Greg Wyszynski is the 24 of Kenny Powell. And as long as Greg Wyszynski gets to the rear bumper of Kenny Powell, he will be fine as long as whoever's behind him does not get to his rear bumper and push him. If that happens, you'll see Greg Wyszynski get uncontrollably loose and wreck. So anybody behind Greg Wyszynski right now has to stay a safe distance behind him and use the air from their front end to push him along. If they get bumper to bumper, you get 3 cars, bumper to bumper, there's going to be the car in the middle is going to wreck. And 9 times out of 10, that third car is going to get involved with that wreck.
So Al, they're just basically going around and kind of staying in line. What I'm worried about is when someone tries to win that $100 and pass, what's going to happen then?
It's bound to happen, and we shouldn't see that until pretty close to about 5 to go. These guys will they'll be patient until we get to the last 5 laps, and then we'll see the high line, the low line, and possibly even the wall line.
I think they have a reset here, and that money on the line, I'm afraid what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, you paid an entry fee and you got a chance to win $100. $100 is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's 10 times the money you paid to get into this race, so that's a good win tonight if you can pull it off. Right now, it looks like we have the 6 car of James Mullins is the fastest in practice. We have the 52 of Jake Matheson is second fastest. The 1 of Garrett Maines, third fastest, and Christopher Johnson in that 48 is fourth fastest. The time difference between those 4 cars is about 1/10 of a second. So we're flying. I mean, we're moving. 47, 143. That's roughly getting around this track at 47 seconds flat. That's hauling. You're going 2.66 miles in 47 seconds.
We saw speeds of over 205 miles an hour in practice, didn't we?
Yeah. These guys are moving.
They're hauling.
Let's go in-car camera with James Mullins in a 6 and see what his speeds are. And as you can see, you watch, he had some draft there, and he's pulling off. I guess we got on him a little too late. Let's see if we can find somebody else that might be staying on the track and going to run here. We have got Chris Johnson. He's out there running. I don't know. He's not really in a pack. He might be getting pushed. Let's see if Chris Johnson is a candidate we want to watch here. Yeah, he's getting pushed right now from the 9 machine. I believe that's the 9 machine. And that would be Billy Bumgarner. So let's watch and see. Watch from the lead here of the 48 machine of Chris Johnson. Let's go in car with him and see what kind of speeds Chris is running. Backstretch, he's already topping over. He's about 198. But you can see the 9 there is staying fairly good distance away from his back bumper. Now, when you do that, you're going to drag and make both you cars not as fast as it should be because you don't have this closed-up drafting thing, Matt. So in order for this pack of 2 cars or 3 cars, I don't know how many's in this pack, in order for them to get the max speed of about 205, 206 miles an hour down the back stretch and the front stretch, they've got to be bumper to bumper. only the lead car and the second car back bumper to bumper again.
A couple of Fords are watching here. I wonder if they have a little advantage of the aero.
Well, where the most speed's going to come from tonight, Matt, is going to be more than a 2-car tandem. It's going to have to be about 5 or 6 cars. And you'll see, like I said, we'll top over 204, 205 easily. And that's moving. That's hauling the mail.
Yep, here comes Kenny Powell and being pushed by a 0-0 Chris Rivera.
And they're going on the outside.
And still, yeah.
And if you watch during this race, Matt, the middle line, like that pack of 3 that just went by, they've got more speed than that pack of 2 because there's 3 cars. But if you've seen Kenny Powell, Chris Rivera, and Greg Wyszynski, they did not give a lot of room to that lower line because there's a draft that will keep their momentum going if they can kind of what we call pinch down the bottom line and get as close to the passenger side door of that bottom line driver. If they can get there, close that, yeah, I just heard somebody blow up. They can close that gap, the air pocket, they can absorb some of the air and the momentum that the lower line is pushing. Now that's going to be a good thing tonight. That's going to be a bad thing because we're going to watch some of these drivers who are going to have an unstable car. They're not going to be able to hold their line, and you stand a chance of somebody in that low line drifting up and hitting you if you're that close on the high line.
I'm going to be thrown around in these cars tonight. My dirty air like no other.
This is nothing different than if you're driving around a big old motorhome and a semi come past you. You know, the air pushing you from the side is going to make you unstable, and that's exactly what this is going to do. It's going to make a lot of these guys unstable. Well, we're rounding down. I think we're coming down to the qualifying. We've got about 50 seconds left, so we got enough time to go ahead and make another quick break for a commercial before we come back and get this party started. Stay tuned.
Right.
We'll be back.
Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use our 20% discount promo code ISCA20.
Welcome back, and we're going to do a warm-up here real quick, and this warm-up should last about 5 minutes, and then we'll get ready to race. So let's take a peek and watch and see how these guys are doing. So far during practice, it looked like James Mullins ran the fastest lap. Or qualifying, qualifying, but that was a qualified in a packed group. That means he had draft help from everybody. Typically a good qualifying run is about the high 49s, and that's pretty good. But right now these guys are just going to go out there, get a feel, make sure that any last minute changes need to be done to their cars, they can make them. So they're going to have I believe it's a 5-minute warm-up, where they can go out and they can run and see what they got. And we're
Here's a wrecking up on the...
Yeah, it looks like we had Chris Rivera got in the rear end of Garrett Maines.
Before we even got onto the track, we had a little incident on the apron.
Yeah, we got to calm that down. We're not going to... I mean, they'll... Yeah, we got 94 laps to run tonight.
Be patient.
Yeah. It'll take you back to the garage real fast in an incident like that. Now so far we have 2 pros in the race tonight, 2 Coke Series pros, and that would be the number 1, a Garrett Maines, and I believe it's the 32. Is it the 32? I'm trying to check my facts here before I scream it out. I believe it's a 32. Oh, it's the 52 of Jake Matheson. So Garrett Maines and Jake Matheson, I believe, are Coke Series drivers that we're going to watch tonight. And the rest of these drivers are A-class drivers, and we have a few B and C class drivers. We have we can welcome the 7 of Jacob Pulaski. He is a C-class driver. We can welcome the 57 of Landon Crabtree. He is a B-class driver. The 27 of Casey Swatek, 2. He is a B-class driver. And we have the 20 of Danny Alt. He's a B-class driver. And our last B-class driver will be the 23 of Joshua Butler, 4. And we do have one more C-class driver, and that's Mark Castano, 2, in the 42 machine. The rest of these guys you see on the track, these are all A-licensed drivers.
You know what? It doesn't matter because there's only one thing to do out here, and that's pedal to the metal and turn left. And we saw in real life the other drivers are not so good in real life, like Michael Medall can win. So I'm assuming it's the same thing tonight here, Al.
You're correct. Well, we have a minute. Let's run down the qualifying. I think the grid is going to start as this. The leader that's going to be on the pole tonight will be James Mullins. To his outside will be the 52 of Jake Matheson. Behind James Mullins is going to be the 1 machine of Garrett Maines. And outside of Garrett Maines will be the 48 of Chris Johnson. And behind Garrett Maines will be the 31 of Chris Withlit. And on the outside of Chris on the 31 is going to be the 12 of Jason Maines. And the rest of the field goes as follows. The 26 of Andrew Navarro, 44 of Brandon Stocks, the 00 of Chris Rivera, the 24 of Kenny Powell, the number 2 of Craig Wachinski, and the number 99 of Matthew Long, the 43 of Paul Olson, and the number 69 of Nick Leo. And rounding out your top 15 drivers tonight will be the 36 of Trent Cameron.
Any one of those drivers out tonight can get that prize money. All they got to do is be there at the right spot at the right time.
Well, we can't forget. We also have, we have the 27 of Casey Swatek. He's in 16th. The 96 of David Sharp. The 7 of the Jacob Vanoski. And the 23 of Joshua Butler, 4. The 20 of Danny Alt. The 42 of Mark Cassano. The 9 of Billy Bumgarner. The 22 of John Fowler. The 25 of Clayton Goins. The 57 of Landon Crabtree. And the 128 of Steve Spieth. Any one of these drivers could win this race tonight. That is 26 drivers have showed up tonight for their chance to take home a $100 prize. Now we're rounding up warm-ups here. Warm-ups is just about to be over. We'll get this party started. And once that green flag drops, or that it's all we're waiting for is that yellow flag, which is bound to come out. Is it going to come out in lap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What do you think, Matt?
I think whoever's in the Ford up there in the top 5. I can't see the results on my screen, but
yeah, right now we've got we're going to line this thing up, and we got James Mullins is going to be on the inside there, and on the outside of him is going to be Jake Matheson. And those guys want to try to stay up there as long as they can to avoid the mayhem behind them, because the best spot to be in the house here is either in the very, very, very front of this pack or in the very, very, very back of this pack. If you're the last 2 cars, you're in a good seat. If you're the first 2 cars, you're in a good seat. Everybody in the middle is in the catbird seat, and they're just hoping and praying everybody around them can hold their line. Before this race starts, we're going to take another quick commercial break while they get done with some chitter chatter going on, and then we'll be right back.
Matrix harnesses the power and versatility of the smartphone or tablet and turns it into a powerful input device customized to fit the application you're using. Whether you're looking for a remote control for media player, presentation, or immersive game interface with precisely timed macros, Matrix has you covered. Visit matrixapp.com for details.
And welcome back to Talladega for 94 laps of mayhem. It could very well be that most of these laps are going to be done under caution. The driver that doesn't want to see that and doesn't want to be involved in that are any of these 26 drivers out here, especially some of these fast guys, these pros that come in here to race with these guys and show some talent. And we've got the pros up here in the number 52 and the number 1, and they're in second and third right now behind the 6 of James Mullins, who has got the pole for tonight's race. We'll go quickly down this starting lineup real quick by the leader. The fastest guy on the track tonight is that 6 James Mullins. The 52 of Jake Matheson's right behind him. Garrett Maines in the 1. The 48 of Chris Johnson. The 31 of Chris Withlight. The 12 of Jason Maines. The 26 of Andrew Navarra. The 44 of Brandon Sox. The 00 of Chris Severa. The 24 of Kenny Powell. The number 2 of Greg Wachinski. The 99 of Matthew Long. The 43 of Paul Olson. The 69 of Nick Leo. The 36 of Trent Cameron. The 27 of Casey Swatchet. And the 96 of David Sharp. The 7 of Jacob Vanoski. 23 of Joshua Butler. The 20 of Danny Olt. The 42 of Mark Casano. The 9 of Billy Bumgarner. And rounding out the back of this field is going to be the 22 of John Fowler, the 25 of Clayton Goins, and the 57 of Landon Crabtree. And the last driver is that 128, Steve Spieth. So let's see, we're about to go green. We're going to do one lap, and the green flag's going to fly, and the party's going to start.
It's a big field, buddy.
This is a lot of cars we've got starting tonight. That's 26 cars. This is smaller than a regular Cup Series, but I'm telling you what, this is, if all these drivers finish this race tonight, it will be amazing. Because Talladega, it's a monster track. It'll eat these cars alive, and we'll see. You'll watch this race tonight, and you'll see some mistakes being made, some incidents that happen that's out of the control of the driver. It's a drafting monster. Here we go. We're going to do a little practice right here. This is just like a lap. And then we're going to fly that green flag, and we're going to get this party started. And let's watch some of the speeds these guys get up to once this race starts, because in qualifying, they weren't bumper to bumper. Here, they've got no choice, because you have a 2-second window. If you lose the draft from the car in front of you for 2 seconds or more, you are going to fall back, and that gap is going to extremely get larger. They do have one fast repair, which means any of these drivers that wreck out, they have one opportunity to get like a mulligan, a reset, and get their car brand new and fresh. After they use that, they wreck out again, they're pretty much racing with what they got left. In tonight's race, let's check out and see what kind of track temps and everything we got going on. We're at 73 degrees air temp, 96 degrees is that track temp, and 33% relative humidity with a very mild wind to the north at 2 miles an hour. So that shouldn't affect us that bad. The track is going to be fairly sticky at 96 degrees, and that track temp will drop as we get done to this. Now we've got, like I said, we've got 94 laps. Pit strategy, some of these guys are going to probably try to do this on a one-stopper. They're going to probably try to go 47 laps and stop and get fuel. We're going to see a lot of these guys, if you watch, the smart money move is to take right side tires only when they stop. Now, theoretically, the amount of time you spend on pit road to get a full tank of fuel, you might as well take 4 tires. Some of these guys are going to try to do a pit strategy where maybe they're going to try to stretch it out. I don't know. Let's see what the strategy is. I've seen a lot of short pitting, which at lap maybe 42, and try to run the rest of it on fuel. I've seen that before in the past. Let's see what this goes on tonight as we get ready to go green. The field comes across the start-finish line, and the checker flag, or the green flag will fly, and this race will get underway. Get ready. We're going green now. Pretty calm start. Everybody seems to be minding their P's and Q's. We've got outside line. Theoretically, that outside line in the past has been extremely fast. We've had iRacing make some tire changes to us here and kind of an aero package change. And that outside line is not going to be the fastest. As you watch that outside line there, he's starting to bottleneck a little bit. Wow, that outside line is going to prove to make me a liar. I think what happened was
the big man at the bottom, right in front of Bullen, slams the door shut.
Yeah, I believe that's probably a teammate kind of a scenario right there. I think what happened there is Garrett Maines had the ability to slow down, which pulled James Mullins back and allowed the push that Jake Matheson got from Chris Johnson in that 48 machine for him to be able to get in front of James Mullins. So that's probably a teammate scenario right there. Jake Matheson, James Mullins, and Garrett Maines, they're trying to keep each other under control. As we watch Jason Maines, he's going to try to get up there. He's on the outside line, and that is, in case somebody's wondering, that is the father of Garrett Maines in that one machine. As you see, Garrett jumps up in front of his father there, and they're going to try to go to the lead of this thing.
A little slip back in the back. You may have had some contact back there. Some wheel rub.
Yeah, these guys are going to be pretty patient. We're watching. It looks like they've abandoned the inside line, or they're trying to kind of dive from the inside to the high side, as they don't want Garrett Maines to get up in front of them there. But it looks like Dad's going to push him to the front. That high line is working for these guys tonight. Let's watch these speeds. We got 199 coming out of that corner right there. We should topple over somewhere around the 205. We're at 202. Yeah, we're just going to top out at 202. These guys running side by side like that, that's making them a lot slower. But you can imagine we're coming into this corner at 200 miles an hour side by side. That's the equivalent of, like I said, driving with a Class A motorhome down the freeway at 80 miles an hour, and then a semi comes flying past you at 90 miles an hour. The draft will push you all over the place. But these guys are managing it. I mean, looks like it's going to be a pretty clean race so far. There's not a lot of tire wear here, Matt. The tire wear is minimal. So these guys, if they do get loose, it's probably going to be because they're burning the fuel. The less fuel they have, the lighter this car is going to get in the rear end. And that's the less weight in the rear of this car.
Oh, we got Carl Lutz. He's in the middle of the yellow. Couldn't tell who it was back there. Looks like the 23, Joshua Butler, got really loose. He got into somebody a little bit, and that was really scary there for a second.
Yeah, these guys are going to get a little bit squirrely. And I think the safeguard here is that 28 machine that's riding in the way, or that 128, Steve Spieth. He's trying to sit back there and kind of patiently see what these guys are going to do, which is 9 times out of 10, it's just a tactic I would use, because I don't know. I've never raced with all these guys before. I don't know how they race. I want to wait and see what they're going to do and how they're going to feel it out. Now, that could be a winning strategy and a losing strategy. If he loses that pack, like you see there's a big gap. There's like, 7 cars in front of him? There's a gap in front of those 7 cars from the lead pack. So if you get up there and you look at the 20 car of Danny Olt, he has got a roughly about a 1.5 second gap between him and the rest of the pack in front of him. That might be a strategy that he's trying to think to himself, in case they wreck, I want this 1 second gap so I can slow this thing down and hope that everybody behind me can slow down as well, because if they don't, they're going to ram right in the rear end of me. As he's slowly starting to catch him, he may want to try to stretch that 1 second gap out. You see Clayton Goins, he takes and slows that unit down in his 25 machine, and he's kind of thinking, maybe I don't want to be up there yet.
Still got Matson out front there in the Ford Mustang.
Yeah, but that outside line is coming. I mean, that outside line is moving. And that's good to see. I mean, it's not a tight packed outside line, not as tight as it is on the inside line. So amazing that they've got enough speed in that high line to do that. But
Garrett Maines in the outside pole there, top line. He's actually taking first place on the outside there from Matheson.
Oh, not yet. They'll be running this side by side racing, and they'll run this for probably 15, 20 laps.
Looks like Garrett gets it at the line, yeah.
Oh, Garrett does. Is Garrett gonna dump his dad?
I believe he did.
He's not. I don't think he's gonna do it. Yes, he's gonna do it. He's gonna leave Dad on the high line. You'll see that a lot tonight. I guess there's no commitment to parents or friends or buddies or anything. Once you can get clear on the low line, you take it. So now looks like it's going to be. It's like Jason in the 12. What he has to do is he has to hope that Andrew Navarro on that 26 machine can push him up so he can return the favor to his son and show him, hey, Dad's got some tricks too.
It's too early for anything major, but some guys definitely want to be in the lead out here tonight.
Well, there's absolutely nothing to gain by leading a lap unless it's the last one. You can't get to the end of this race if you wreck out. So a lot of these guys will probably be impatient and going to wait and feel everything out because they don't know how everybody's going to drive here. So it looks like right now everybody's kind of holding their lines and staying patient and not really wanting to do anything. What's holding up that outside line is that it's like that 27 of Casey Sawechik. I don't know how to pronounce him. That is a B-class driver, and it looks like the 36 of Trent Cameron is in front of him. Those are B-class drivers, so they don't have a lot of time and experience in this Cup car. So to see them up in this field like this, it's pretty amazing. I mean, they don't have a lot of time to practice them. They're not allowed to come into a A-class licensed race the first time maybe in a Cup car. And to see them running like this, that's pretty good.
Everybody doing really good so far.
Yeah, I'm super impressed.
Good drink, but
yeah, there's some good drivers out there right now.
so far, so good.
Yeah, we might want to remember that name right there. Look at that 22. He's running Autism Speak. Oh, he's getting squirrely as 22 did. That's John Fowler on the outside. He was up there moving up into that pack and stuff there, and he just kind of got lost the draft and almost pushed him around and would have took out the back of the field here. Because he's dropping back to 22. Everybody on the inside line is going to obviously be able to pass him. It looks like Greg Wachinski. Yeah, that 22 is extremely loose, Matt. You see that?
Yeah, he's the one that I saw get loose earlier and about smoke come out of his tires.
Now, that is an A-class driver. But, you know, he's an A-class driver with a safety rating of 1.73. The safety rating ranges anywhere between a 1.5 and a 4.99. The higher you go, the obvious, the better. I can't really say better. You haven't been involved in as many accidents with a higher safety rating. With the 22 having a 1.73, he's seen his share of tow trucks. I mean, that's almost at the very bottom as you can get. So I'm glad that he was able to not take anybody out during his little incident there. But he steps back in line and he just gets in there because you can't win the race if you don't finish it. So he must be smart enough to know my car's squirrely. I don't want to wreck anybody out, take away a chance for them to win tonight. I'm going to back it down and get back in line at the bottom here.
We got a pair of Mains is out front as Garrett's in the lead and his brother Jason's outside.
That would be his dad.
His dad, his father, I'm sorry. My apologies.
It looks like Greg Wachinski in that 2 machine. He's going to try that high line. Now, that high line's not going to work for him.
It's getting squirrely up there. It's getting a little squirrely.
Yeah. But the fuel's burning off. I mean, we're talking, we've already got 12 laps down. Okay, that's about a third of their fuel is gone right now. So, but Greg Wachinski, man, if he got to run on that outside line, that 2 car. He's got the draft from the outside, but it's not the same as having the draft if you were 2 seconds back. And he's using it. He's getting side draft to work his way up. I don't know if it's a good move to be up that far this fast or not, because these guys in the front, the only thing saving them is that you have the leader. The top 4 guys out there are top quality drivers. You have 2 pros and 2 A-class drivers, 3 A-class drivers that all have 4.99 safety ratings, which means they can manage these cars and not cause a wreck. Wow, we don't even have any breakaways tonight, Matt. I certainly thought there was going to be a breakaways. We're getting back to John Fowler here. You were one we were talking about a minute ago. He's going to roll his dice again and try to get in the mix of this thing. And he's just got an ill-handling car. I don't know if he's got the wrong setup or what he's got. But he might be the one that we're going to see on the back of a wrecker if he doesn't calm that thing down a little bit.
I'll take this one little wrong move, and we have a disaster on our hands.
Yeah, he's bobbling. The only good thing is if that 22 does wreck out, he stands a chance of only taking out 2 to 3 cars behind him. He won't take out the whole field. So that's a blessing for the drivers that are in front of him, the other 18 drivers, 20 drivers. But the further he gets up into this pack of this arrow pushing monstrosity in front of him, it could be a disaster.
Pushing the 52 of Jake Matheson is really pushing Garrett Maines around this track. They're almost starting to break away from the field. They're really working well together. Seeing some side drafting off the corners now. The 12 and 26 out there.
Yeah, I'm looking at this field, and it kind of looks to me like everybody's within 10 seconds of the leader, except for the 57 of Landon Godfrey and the 42 of Mark Castano. I don't know what happened to those 2 drivers. They dropped way back, and they're extremely out of the drive.
They've been door to door since lap 1, and we're on lap 17 now. So. I'm starting to reach some lap traffic up there. We got
that's the ones we were just talking about. I mean,
26.
This is really going to put a little bit of a hiccup in the mix. Everybody's checking up because they don't know what this lap car is going to do. Is he going to be able to hold the wall? Getting close to that wall used to be a safe haven, okay? Well, now, the closer you get to that wall, it pushes the car down, they all made it past him. I mean, the front pack made it past him. So that saves them guys. Now we just have to hope that everybody behind them can make it through.
It's Talladega. There should be plenty of room for 4 wide, don't you think, Al?
Oh, absolutely. It is perfectly fine to run 3 wide. 4 wide, the aero package they got out right now, you'd have to have one close to the wall, and that one close to the wall is definitely going to push down and take everybody out. I wouldn't want to see a 4 wide race here. I definitely would like to see a 3 wide, as we're probably going to see, in roughly about 79 laps, we're going to start seeing some 3 wide racing. Right now, these guys, they're going to wait it out until, they get done with one pit stop here.
How about we go on board with maybe the 52 car or something here?
You pick a driver and we'll jump in his car with him.
Jump on board the 52 of Jake Matheson. Here in a second. I see another lap car up there, a ways away, but look at the way he's pushing Garrett Maines.
Yeah, he's got he sees that bumper right out of his windshield right now, and all he has to do, but see how calm he is on the wheel. That wheel is barely moving. Watch as he comes into the turn. We're going to compare. He gets a little bit squirrely there. You want the driver in front of you to keep his car a little off the yellow line in the turns so you can see it, because all it would take for Jake Matheson in that 52 machine to get his left tires underneath that yellow line, and he has a chance of losing control. And if he loses control sitting up there in second, pushing the leader, he's going to take the field out around him.
That's the thing about Talladega is it's so easy to go down to that yellow line. It's not as pronounced as Daytona. It's so easy to one wrong move, and we got a mess in our hands.
Yeah, but you're talking about two pros up here. These guys, this isn't the first time they ever got behind the wheel. These guys been behind the wheel. They're running 3 wide all the time in the Coke Series. So these guys, this is old hat to them. I'd almost say that Jake's probably sitting there with one hand on the wheel and the other hand just doing something else. I mean, he's not like a white-knuckle driver like some of those guys behind him are probably right now, or even Jason Maines on the outside. And at 12, as he's trying to get around his son and show him, Daddy's got some speed, and he's definitely coming because he's getting a push right now from Andrew Navarra on the outside. You see that, how close it, and you see how Jason comes down just a little bit close to Garrett Maines there. It's trying to get that side draft, because what he can do is he can side draft, go really close to his passenger side door, and then drift up a little bit, and he'll pull some speed away from Garrett. It looks like that last time by, Jason Maines might have led that lap.
Yep, and the outside line is definitely fighting back here. It's starting to get a little interesting to watch.
All right, let's go back outside the car and go to a far chase, and let's watch this battle for the lead here, as it looks like Jason Maines took it again.
Yeah, Jason Maines led that lap.
But Garrett Maines in that one machine, he's like, Dad, I'll let you have 2 laps, and that's about all I'm going to give you. He said he pulls away. That's a very talented driver, that number 1 machine, and he's got a very, very talented driver behind him in that 52 machine to be able to stay on his bumper like that. And as you watch, Jake, he's not extremely close to Garrett Maines. There is a pocket of air between them that he's using that air to push Garrett around. And that is a seasoned driver that can do that. You'll see other drivers in the back of this field. Let's go back a little bit further and see if you can see these guys where they're bumper to bumper. Those are drivers that haven't yet mastered the art of air. Jake knows that he doesn't need to be on the rear bumper of Garrett Maines to be able to push him momentarily forward. He knows he can stay enough of a distance away from him, which also is going to prevent his car from overheating, because this could be a problem too. Some of these guys may overheat. But I'm
really surprised that nobody is breathing their cars as much as I thought they would be. They must have the amount of tape dialed in perfectly, because you think that for this many laps, we've been 23, coming on 24 laps already, you think they'd be getting hot and doing some switching.
See, remember we talked earlier, Matt, about the third car in a draft. If he stays back far enough. Let's go for James Mullins in the 6 machine. He is behind Garrett Maines and Jake Matheson, okay? He is staying back far enough to where he knows that he's got that cushion of air to give enough bumper to the rear of Jake Matheson so he can give enough push to Garrett Maines to keep him up in the lead. But he's probably 3/4 throttling it. James Mullins is not using as much fuel as the leaders are. Garrett Maines and Jason Maines are using the most fuel because what they're up there in the front of this pack, they don't have anybody that's pulling that. They're actually pulling the rest of the field along. Excuse me, I got tongue-tied there. So they're using the most fuel. James Mullins in the 6 machine, the 44 machine of Brandon Sox, they're pretty much probably 3/4 throttle, so they're saving fuel, and that goes all the way back to the back of the field.
Speaking of fuel, we're going to have some pit stops coming up here pretty soon.
Yeah, we're halfway through. They've got half of their fuel run in right now. We're probably going to see these guys pitting. And probably, if they pit as early as lap 40, I would be shocked. I would probably see them around 45 to 47 laps. Some of these guys are going to start pitting because that's the halfway mark. Now, are some of these guys going to try to run this out as far as going to maybe lap 55 or 60 and then just run the last 30 laps, 34 laps, 35 laps? I highly doubt it. The earlier you pit, the better you're going to be. When they pit, this tight enclosed racing that we see right now is going to stretch out depending on how well people get their pit stops done. Somebody could screw a pit stop up. Without this pack, without Jake Matheson, Garrett Maines would not be as fast as he is right now. You have to have a fast car pushing you.
That's when when the slower drivers can get their way up there to the front, because the pack's being broken up and the fast guys are going to be getting gas, and somebody who's not quite such a fast team driver can get his way up to the front.
Yeah, but again, don't forget, we're talking about two pro drivers, Jake Matheson and Garrett Maines. They've been on this track and put thousands of miles on this car. They know what that car can and cannot do. They know how far they can push it. They know how to do a successfully great pit stop. And they know exactly what changes they need to make during that pit stop to keep this lead. So I bet you that we will see Garrett Maines and Jake Matheson pitting together. Now everybody on the outside, you'll be able to tell when they want to pit, because they're going to start backing down a little bit because they can't pit from the outside line like that. You know, this is just like trying to cut across the traffic on the freeway to get off an exit and cut people off on the inside. It's not going to work. So the guys on the outside are going to either have to get to that bottom line so they can pit, or they're going to fall back until they can get to that bottom line. They're not going to be able to pit from that outside line. There's not a single way in the world they can do that.
Then maybe when we get our only caution of the night is when we're going to pit stops and all the chaos. Then we got a lap car up there again. 28 is Steven Spieth. Way off the pace. 128, excuse me.
Yeah, if he just stays on the outside line and keeps his line and holds his line, and yep, hold it up there, he won't mess with any of these guys. Yeah, he can get nervous, but looks like he's got his car under control at 128. Steve Spieth, he can handle that car. So
we got some three-wide action finally. The whole line goes to the bottom, trying to avoid him. I was afraid someone's going to hit the apron too.
Yeah, any of those drivers that hit that apron. We've got a blinker in the field.
Yeah, I'd see that.
I think that's 24 of Kenny Powell. Wow, here goes the 22 on the high side
like
again.
It might be the 69, that Jewel car. 69, Nick Leo. Not sure who was blinking. I keep seeing puffs of smoke back there, though. It's either the 69 or the 24 that are blinking back there.
Another car up against the wall here. He got stuck in an outside draft. Is he going to hold it up there? No, he slides back in line. Oh, that's almost a mess. He's going to hold people up. I believe what he's trying to do right now is just what we talked about. He is trying to find his way to the inside line because he wants to pit with these guys, and he knows that window is opening up. That's what's going on. These guys are all trying to find their way. They're abandoning that high line, and they're going to drop to the back. And that's exactly what we just seen the 44 Brandon Sox do.
Guys, this is no time to lose your internet connection and blink out of reality and cause a wreck with all that. It's not the right track to be blinking at.
And this is, Matt, this is where you see skill. This is where you see the drivers that have the most time on this track. You probably are going to see a lot of the B-class drivers and the C-class drivers. They're going to stay on that high line because they have no idea that their fuel mileage that they can get on this car, and they don't know. I guess they don't have enough learning ability yet behind the wheel of this car to know that they've got to get to that lower line in order to pit with everybody else. What they're thinking is the same mistake I made early on in my career. Is I thought the smartest thing to do is if everybody pits, I'll just go ahead and stay out and get as far away from them as I can. The problem is when you get out and you only have 2 cars out there, we've just seen what a pack of 7 and 8 cars would do. If you only have 2 cars out there left on the track, you're going to get outran, and they're going to catch up to you. So the smart move is for the 22 to go low right now and the 128 to go right behind him and stay in that low line and watch for these guys to pit. They should signal when they're going to pit.
These cars with a 18-gallon fuel cell. I don't know how many laps they can go here to. This is 2 mile. This is a 2 mile super speedway, Talladega.
2.66 miles. It's almost 3/4 miles.
So that's a pretty big track. 18-gallon fuel cell. How far can they make it, Al? You think?
I think they're probably. Oh, looks like everybody's trying to dive to the inside. It looks like a check.
I don't think they make it to 47 laps.
No, I think we're probably. My guess would be if it was me, I'd be pitting. I probably would pit right about in about 3 laps, as which we might see them as they're doing it right now. We see some of them diving down. Some of these guys. Oh, Kenny Powell just got in the rear end of somebody. As that guy checks up in front of him, and Kenny Powell is off the slow pace.
Yeah, this is a big track. They can't make it 47 laps.
No. Yeah, Kenny Powell is done. Yeah, he caught somebody. Let's go back and watch that replay there. Kenny Powell caught the rear end of the 23, I believe that is. Yeah, Joshua Butler. Joshua Butler seen everybody pitting and never signaled at all. And if you watch what he does, he's last minute, he decides, oh, everybody's pitting, I'm going to pit. But he doesn't quite get down there, and Kenny Powell just gets into him. And then the 23 gets into the rear end of somebody else on pit road.
That's just what happens here. There's not much you can do about it. It is what it is.
That is a B-class driver.
Oh.
Yeah, Joshua Butler in the 23 is a B-class driver. So
that experience, that seat time, so important in iRacing.
He lacks the seat time experience. So, I mean, you can't blame him for that. But now we've got, it looks like Clayton Goins is staying out, and he is an A-class driver, and he's thinking to himself, I might take a couple, 2 or 3 laps and then go out. Okay? But the 23 machine just used his fast repair, and I'm going to bet you that Kenny Powell is going to use his fast repair as well. Now, Kenny Powell has, where did Kenny Powell end up in this Maylama mess here? He is about 15 seconds back. So without having anybody pitting with him, that would be chaotic for Kenny Powell in that 24 machine, because he won't have a drafting partner.
Pack's broken up now. We're going to have to see what kind of small packs develop.
And the leaders just come in. We got Clayton Goins and Paul Olson. They just pitted. 24, I'm sure that Kenny Powell is going to pit right now. I mean, there's nothing he can do but pit.
We got a little pack up there led by Garrett Maines.
Yeah, that's where you'll see this pack is going to separate. Now, the separation is good, Matt. It's a good thing here, but it can also be a bad thing, because that separation means you stand a chance that you've got to get around lap cars safely.
Pack of about 5 or 6 cars up here. 6.
Yeah. The only thing that can help Kenny Powell right now, who's running on 35-lap tires, who is our race leader at the moment, the only thing that can save him right now is in the event a wreck comes out, he can get back up there with the rest of the field. Right now, he's a sitting duck. He is a sitting duck. He's on 35-lap tires.
He's got heavy damage left front of his Toyota Camry.
Yeah, he is a sitting duck, and he's probably going to – I'm surprised he hasn't pitted yet, because Garrett Maines is behind him at 19 seconds. 19 seconds. I'm hearing it. Somebody just got a black flag.
I'll get a wreck. So someone.
Yeah, some of these drivers, they got a black flag for speeding on pit road. So when they entered pit road, they were entering either too fast or they were driving over the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. Now you can push your luck and do 56. But if you do 57, you're going to get that fancy black flag. And that black flag is going to hold you for roughly about 40 seconds.
I keep seeing puffs of smoke, but I guess that's just when iRacing glitches, you see a big puff of smoke.
Yeah. Now, Kenny Powell has caught up with a car in front of him, and he's going to pit this time by. That 24 machine is going to pit. He's going to use his last fast repair. Because the only hope Kenny Powell has is he's got these black flag participants here. It looks like there was 3 drivers that he can hope that he comes out with them. It looks like the 22 got a black flag.
Well, are we all sorted out? Has everybody pitted here, Al?
Everybody has pitted now. Everybody has pitted.
Top 10 here and see who's. How do we run through the top 10?
It pretty much came out the way we went in. We got Garrett Maines is in the lead. James Mullins is in second. Third is Chris Wilhit. Jake Matheson, he's moved down into fourth. Jason Maines moved into fifth. Andrew Navarro is in sixth. Chris Johnson seventh. Brandon Stock eighth. Casey Sawatch is ninth. And running off the top 10 is the 99 Matthew Long.
There's that big pack up front, and then about a 4-second gap until another big pack of 6 cars.
Yeah, that's what I mean by this pit stop. If you are able, what this top split should have done, the top pack here, the second pack should have done, is they should have pitted with the first pack. Because now, unless they can get bumper to bumper here, they stand zero chance on catching the front pack. That's 5 seconds in front of them. Now there is only, let's see, there's roughly, now we got 6 cars in that top pack. The odds of them catching them is slim to none. The second pack of cars, which is led by the 27 of Casey Swatch, that's he's a 5.66 seconds, and as you watch, that's only going to grow. He's 5 seconds behind Jason Maines in that 12 machine.
P7 there, Casey Swetch, leading the second pack. They got 6 cars, though. If they can keep it to the bottom, they can keep pushing, they might be able to catch them.
Yeah, but the odds of them knocking out 5 seconds, you're talking about, let's see the speed differences. Okay, let's watch and see what Casey in that
200
machine, he's running 201, 202. Let's watch his times as he comes across the line, his lap times, and match it to the leaders. We'll match his time to Jason Maines that's in front of him. So as he comes across the start-finish line, he's running
8-4.
48.483s. Okay.
Ooh, and I saw Jason Maines get a 48, 039.
48.039. So that means that he is faster. Now, these guys in front of them, the top 6, are side-by-side battling for the lead. Okay. So we've got Jake Matheson with a 52 machine. He wants to lead this thing. Garrett Maines has now fell back behind James Mullins, and he's trying to keep Matheson, away from getting in front of him. Well, they're going to go 3 wide here. We're going to do 3 wide, and they're up to the lead here. The 31 is on the outside, and he looks like he wants to go 3 wide, but nobody's going with him. So he's going to be hung out. Yeah, Chris will hit. He got hung out. If somebody would have went with him, we could have had 3x3 racing up here. Wow, Jason Maines, he kind of slid up a little bit there in that 12 machine. He got extremely close to the 26 Andrew Navarra. As Andrew's going to get another push, and he's going to see what he can do about getting Jake Matheson up to the lead there. But there's only 2 cars on the outside line. The bottom line's got 4 cars bumper to bumper almost here, so that's going to be really hard for that outside line to get a run. They may be able to stay with him, but I highly doubt they're going to get a run to get to the lead. They need at least 3 cars. They need to match that inside line.
Kenny Powell in the 24 toward the Camry there took his faster pair, but he is all by himself.
Yeah, he's dropped back in the 19th position. The only thing that he can hope for right now is hope for a caution. The 26, at 26, he got some damage on the rear, but that doesn't look like that's hurting him at all. And you don't have to use your fast repair. If your damage is not in the front end of your car or messing around with your spoiler, you don't want to mess with it. Yeah. It looks like the 00's gotten a mix of this thing. Chris Severa is a lap down. That's why he's in the mix of this. That 00 is a lap down. That's it that you see with the leaders right now, running on the 3rd and the high side there.
I think we're going to have a caution at some point.
So we have the 00 of Chris Severa is a lap down. The 128 of Steve Spieth is a lap down. The 22 of John Fowler is a lap down. The 25 of Clayton Goins is a lap down. The 57 of Landon Crabtree is a lap down. And 3 laps down is the 42 of Mark Casano. Yeah, I hear race chatter back there. The guys running behind this lead pack here.
They're begging for caution back there.
Yeah, they're begging for it. I mean, they're roughly, still 5 flat, 5.5, 5.6 behind the leader, and they're not gaining on them at all. They're running the same speed as the lead pack. That's not going to get them up there. Remember, they need to get to about 2 seconds.
They're not pushing as good back there. And the 99 car of Matthew Long is just loose, and he's not able to push.
Well, you see this side-by-side running that they're doing in the front here? Typically, that's what I would want to see if I was in a second group of cars. I'd want to see that side-by-side, and I would hope that everybody that I'm racing with in the second group would get lined up. Because if they get lined up, they stand a better chance of catching this side-by-side driving.
They got to work together. They got to get on the ball. This race is halfway over now. Coming to 46th line this time.
And I think what Chris Severa up there is doing is he's thinking to himself, all I got to do is get a good enough draft to get around the leader, because then he'll put me back on the lead lap. So if he stays up there, obviously if a caution does come out, he'll be the lucky dog and he'll be put back on the lead lap. So that's why you see the 00 up there racing with these guys that are on the lead lap, is because he's trying to make sure he maintains his lucky dog position.
He's like a wolf in a sheep factory, just kind of hiding.
Yeah.
Not letting anybody know he's a lap car, but he's racing right along with him.
That's what he's doing. Well, Matt, while we have some clean racing going on real quick, let's take a quick break and say some thanks
we got a caution on the
Clayton Goins. Clayton Goins looks like he slid off the track.
Got a smoker out there. It's like no caution, maybe.
Yeah, he lost it all on himself. Yeah, if he doesn't have a fast repair.
You reckon I see Paul Olsen, 43, coming around. Paul Olsen and Trent Cameron got together on the back stretch now.
Oh, Trent Cameron. See, the only way a caution can come out is if they get on the racetrack and they slow down and they're going to be in the way.
Paul
so they're
Olsen,
keeping
43 car, his day is done.
Well, if he's got a fast repair, he can come back out. But see, they're staying below that yellow line, and that's pretty good. That's good sportsmanship right there. If they were to come back on that racetrack, they would have brought that caution out, and that would have tightened this whole thing up.
Got it, but yeah, they have to be above the yellow line, or the iRacing won't throw it by itself. Will?
No, it will not. But now you can, and we've seen drivers do it, where if they're going to be put a lap down. I mean, some speculations are that Kyle Busch just did that a couple days ago here. They'll spin themselves out, and they'll just sit on the track, and then the caution will come out, and then they'll give them the ability to go. They'll lose a lucky dog position if they ever have one, but it gives them the ability to go in and get their damage fixed and still stay on the lead lap.
It looks like the 36 of Trent Cameron got into the back of the 42 car of Mark Cusano, and they just kind of wrecked each other off the corner of 2 there.
And we have got Trent Cameron as a B-class driver. Yeah. So again, this is what happens when you lack the seat time.
Another B-class drivers is not quite where they need to be yet, but they'll get there.
And this is very good learning for them. I mean, I can't fault them for coming in here and driving with these guys, because what's a better way to learn than driving with professionals out here? I mean, you don't know what you got. If they all just stay driving with B-class drivers, then they're only going to learn a B-class mentality. They're racing around here with pros, okay? So then they get an opportunity to see what it's like, and when they get here, they'll know the do's and don'ts. So this is a good learning for them.
Yeah. No harm, no foul. Nothing happened.
Absolutely. And at least they were decent enough to keep it down below the yellow line so a caution didn't come out. So, Matt, well, we've got a quick second. Let's take let's go ahead and take a commercial break, and then we'll stay tuned. We'll be right back at Talladega.
Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at thebuttkicker.com. And be sure to use our 20% discount promo code ISCA20.
And welcome back to Talladega. And during the commercial break, we were just talking to figure out why in the world the second half of this pack is not catching the leaders. And that's because the 9 car of Billy Bumgarner and the 23 of Joshua Butler, they're only a 2-car tandem field right now. They're 13 seconds away from anybody behind them. So 2 cars are not going to gain anything on a 5 or 6 track or 5 or 6 pack. And right now it looks like we have a 12 pack in front of them of bumper to bumper cars, so they don't stand a chance of getting up to them.
That's where
Now in front of them, Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson is in the second or the very first pack behind the leaders, and he is 5.8 seconds behind the leaders. And unless those guys can get themselves in order there, that's a pretty good pack of cars. That's roughly about 6 cars. And they are bumper to bumper. This is a smart way to do it. Now they need to find a
big pack of cars there for the lead, Al.
What's that?
That big pack of cars there for the lead. Some of them are lap cars. They are really clustered up there. Matheson and Mullins are trying to pave their way through lap cars. Getting very congested.
Well, it does look, as I look at this backpack, it's starting to, the second pack is the leader of that second pack is a 48 of Chris Johnson, and he's pulling 27, 69, the 99, the 2, and a 44 with him. And they are bumper to bumper. They have to find, in that pack of 5 or 6 cars, they have to find the fastest car, and that's the guy you want in the front of this pack. Because he's going to pull you along and close this gap. There is a heck of a gap, and it looks like Chris Johnson in the 48's figured out that he's not the fastest in this, so he pulls up.
Jacob Vinoski.
Back, yeah.
7 car Jacob Vinoski seems to be number 7. What is that, a Chevy? Bass Pro Shop? He is assumed to lead the second pack.
Yeah, that 7, that Bass Pro Shop, he is in the 4th pack back. He's only, that pack back there is full of lap cars. I mean, if he's got anybody behind him, they're lap cars. I mean, it's not going to do any good for that pack right now. From the 13th spot on back, right now they're praying for a caution. Everybody from 13th to 20th, they're hoping for a caution. Anybody from 21st on back is hoping for at least 2 cautions because they're 2 laps down.
Chris Johnson is leading a pack back there in that 12th position. Chris Johnson is in the back of that pack. He's in the very back of that second pack back that's led now with the 27 of Casey Sawachi. They're 6.5 seconds back. If there's not a caution, this is a 6-car breakaway. Jake Matheson has made himself to the lead. James Mullins is second. Andrew Navarre is third. Garrett Main's fourth. Jason Main's fifth. Chris Willahite is sixth. And that's about your cars that are in the top 6 right now that are walking 6.5 seconds away for this race. 6.5 seconds?
Yeah, these top 6
guys can catch up so we can have a good race at the end of this one here. It'd be nice if we had a caution so they can catch up and make a race of it again.
Something happened to Chris Severa. Oh, Chris Severa. Now, he's got Kenny Powell. Remember, Kenny Powell was involved in that early mishap where the driver had forgot how to enter pit road there. And that would be, I believe that was your, was it the 26th that caught Kenny, or was it 27th? But Kenny Powell is up there. But now here, let's watch his leaders as they catch these lap down cars. And these lap down cars are all over the track. We got 1 low, 3 high. They're everywhere. This could be mayhem. Unless that driver that's on the low line gets up As he's going now, he's going to the very high wall. He doesn't want to be involved in that.
Navarro's pushing Matson through this pack of lap traffic. And they're
These
all
guys
doing a good
need
job.
to stay to the wall. If they don't stay to the wall, if they come down at all, and we watch, you better get up to that wall. Oh, they're going to clear him. Yeah.
There's cars all over this track, Al.
Yeah, that's the only thing these leaders are contending with right now is lap down cars. Now these guys, starting with the number 7, he's down a lap. Okay, so matter of fact, he's 1 lap down. He wants to stay with this lead pack. Okay, because he knows that the only way he stands a chance is if there's a caution. So he's got the draft right now. He doesn't want to fall further behind. The problem is yes, the number 7 can get back.
Close call for the 57. He just about lost it there.
Right now, the 24 machine is your lucky dog. Is your lucky dog. Kenny Powell is your lucky dog. He's the only driver that will stand a chance. If there's a wreck, he'll be able to get what they call a wave around. He'll go around the field, and he'll have the ability to stop and pit again. The rest of the cars that are a lap down behind him, the only way they can get back on the lead lap is to get a wave around, not a lucky dog, a wave around if the leaders all pit. But if you get a wave around, you don't have the ability to stop and get tires or fuel. So it's really going to be a touch. I mean, once you get a lap down here, you got to fight for the lucky dog position. And that's exactly what these guys are doing right now.
There's this car. Trent Cameron's getting a little impatient. He's a lap car, but they're in the 3rd position on line in the bottom row. He's a little bit loose.
Well, they can get a lap back if they can just pass the leaders.
Yeah, you don't have the option of just driving by yourself. This is a play track, so we gotta run with the lap cars. We just have to. Oh, we got a record. We got someone, Greg Wachinski, number 2, just hit the wall bad.
Yeah, it looks like
he's off the track. I'm not sure if the cost is out or not.
Looks like he's going to bring that thing down pit road. Clayton Goins has been sitting on pit road. Now he's got some heavy damage. He's been there for 6 seconds. I mean, he is
99 car. Several cars got up in that. A 69, a 99, Matthew Long. Several cars taken out in the backstretch. Still no caution. Still.
Yeah, the 57, he just called it a night. He said, I'm going to take it to the garage. I mean,
cars
that's
smoking and still we're green flag racing.
Well, remember, if they stay below that yellow line, there's not going to be a caution. The only way a caution comes out is race control will fly the caution if they feel that the cars are in jeopardy of another caution coming out.
Rick Finsky's pulling the garage. His day may be done.
Let's see. You'll be able to tell if that smoke stops if he uses his fast repair. Oh, he must already use his fast repair.
He's using his fast repair and getting tires. We'll be back in it.
Yeah.
69.
Yeah, they're going to get back in it. You cannot win the race if you're not in it. The only problem is he's now going to be 2 laps down.
69 of Nick Leo. Taking his fast repair.
Well, guess what time it is? It's almost pit time. We're 60 laps in. We're about 31 laps from the last time we got fuel. So we'll be seeing these guys coming down pit road again. Let's see if we can get it done right this time without causing the mayhem.
Got another car up there smoking.
Yeah. Now let's. He went off the truck. Yeah.
It might have been Fowler. Oh, it's John Butler in the number 23. Toward a Camry. Looks like he got a little loose coming off the corner and got turned. Got a little help. Still off the pace. He's locking up the tires going in the pits. Oh, we got a wreck. We got a wreck.
There it is.
Mullins.
The Mullins. Some of the leaders up there got involved in it, and that should bring out a caution.
Mullins gets turned by the number 36 of Trevor.
Oh, that was a nightmare. Let's replay that.
Trent Cameron, excuse me. Turns James Mullins.
Yes, we've got the 6, and then the 36 is behind
12.
him. That's Trent Cameron. Okay.
Several
Trent
cars
Cameron is a B-class driver again. Okay. So he's on the bumper as we watch this. He's on the bumper of James Mullins, and he doesn't have the skill set. Remember we told you, don't push the pusher.
You can't push him right there. It's going to cause
So
he
watch
has
what he
nowhere to
does.
go.
He gets up there, and he pushes the pusher. So what does that do? It gets the car loose, and that just took out some good drivers. And that's just lack of talent right there. He's got lack of seat time. So he's pushing in the turn. He's pushing the pusher. And we talked about this earlier, and he takes out, so he takes out James. Oh, this is going to stack the field back up. That just took out some top contenders. Now that's going to tighten this field back up, because now it's going to give Kenny Powell in that 24 machine an opportunity to get his lap back. Now some of these other drivers, they got to go down and use up a fast repair. That's fine. They got to pit anyways. And they'll be back in there. They can use that one fast repair and then get back in the race. However, it's going to put James Mullins probably further back in the field than he wants to be, as well as Jason Maines as well.
Jason Maines got taken out badly. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's again. We've talked about this many times, Matt. That's lack of seat time, lack of talent.
Lack of seat time.
Yeah, you cannot push the pusher. We've talked about it several times already, and these guys just have not learned that you cannot push the pusher. And let's see how that affected everybody here as we come back around. I don't know how Garrett Maines was able to manage to stay away from that. I think he got some damage from that, because it looked like that when James Mullins went sideways, that he caught the rear of Garrett Maines. I'm very shocked it didn't catch that right rear quarter of Garrett Maines and spin him right into the wall.
That's an amazing job. He got hit hard in the right rear quarter panel, and he didn't get turned though. It was a pretty solid square on hit. That was the big one, I guess, Al.
Oh, Matt, my friend, it's not the big. That was a little one. That was a little one prepping you for the big one. The big one's going to happen. We're 3/4 of the way through this race. We're on lap 65. We got 30 laps left.
We got $100 on the line.
These guys do not have to pit again for tires. Okay, they don't have to do it. They will do it if another caution comes out, but they don't have to. So this is going to take it all the way to the end. 30 laps finishes this race. Now we're going to start seeing these guys racing, because now we have 13 drivers that are on the lead lap. We have roughly about 11 drivers that are more than a lap or more down. We have a couple guys who just took it to the garage and parked it.
Yeah, you didn't park it. Was James Mullins, that number 6.
No, James was able to still.
Ford Mustang. He went there, he got his quick repair, and he got the hell out of there in the same position he went in.
Yeah, he's able to maintain it, so it's good for them. This fast repair, the only reason why we did this fast repair tonight is because NASCAR did that when they were racing the iRacing series that was broadcast on TV. That's the only reason we did this fast repair. In a normal reality race, there is no mulligans. There's no fast repair. NASCAR does not allow, any of the Cup drivers, if they wreck out in the race, to stop. They'll stop the race and they let them get another car out of the hauler. They don't do that. iRacing gives us the ability for now to do that. So that's James Mullins used his last fast repair. If he gets into another wreck, he has to deal with the damage.
I'm sure everyone has probably used theirs by now. And Got to be clean from here the last 30 laps or so.
Now, if you look at the rear end of that 26 machine, Andrew Navarro, he has not used it. He's hoping, what he's rolling the dice on is that there's another wreck and it takes out like Jake Matheson or Jason Maines or Garrett Maines. It takes out some of the big dogs that got some speed to them, and they're going to have to use their fast repair, and he'll just use his fast repair.
Wow, yeah. Carl's got heavy damage to the right rear of that Toyota.
Not affecting him. Not one bit. He's staying up there with him.
Spoiler's still straight. I guess it's not affecting him aero-wise because it's the back of the car, so he's going to keep going. Rolling dice that somebody else will get wrecked and use theirs up, and he'll be...
The lucky beneficiary of this whole incident that just came out was the 24 machine of Kenny Powell. Remember, he was involved in an earlier incident that didn't bring out a caution, and that put him a lap down. He got the lucky dog, was able to go in and get fresh tires and a full tank of fuel, and now he's running in 11th.
He's right back in it. How many cars do we have in the lead lap here?
We have 12 cars on the lead lap.
12
The
cars.
Double Zero, Chris Severa, he is right now presently the lucky dog. He'll be battling with the 7 machine of Jacob Vanoski, and the 96 machine of David Sharp, and Steven Spieth, Greg Wychinski, Brandon Stocks, and Paul Olson. They are all a lap down. So those cars are going to be battling to get the lucky dog position away from Chris Severa, who presently has it. And again, the lucky dog is if there was another caution that comes out, the car that is the first car on the lead lap down gets a wave around. As we go back to green.
Well, I think the way things are going right now, and the $100 in line, I think there will be.
It looks like Kenny Powell on that outside line is trying to push the car in front of him because they're already losing that lead pack. He does not want to be back here with these lap cars, and those are lap cars mixed up in that mix. He has got to stay in it. Drops out at that lead pack. His draft is gone. So he's going to pick his lines wisely as he decides to go to the inside line of that 20 machine. As he wants to get in with the lower car. I can't see who that is in front of him. It's not the 60.
Someone trying to work their way up the middle there, and the one Garrett Maines decides he's going to go up the middle.
Yeah, Garrett's got heavy damage on the rear of that car too, so I don't know if that's the damage that I thought he would have got in that last caution, but it didn't look like he got it. It didn't affect his car at all, but he has the same identical matching issue as the 26 does in front of him. There's damage to the right rear, and it's just not affecting him. What Garrett Maines needs to see right now is he needs to have any cars behind him get up close enough to his rear bumper, but not on his rear bumper, because again, we cannot push the pusher. So he's hoping the 99 of Long will get right to his back bumper, but not on top of his rear bumper, because as you see, Garrett is maintaining a distance behind the 26 machine, so he doesn't force an issue of an overheating for him or spin that 26 out.
Getting a little dicey there up the front already. Maines, Navarro, Matheson. Then we got one turned around. The 7 car.
7 car
gets turned. Caution flies again.
Oh, there it is. Now that's going to benefit. That is definitely going to be beneficial to Chris Severa in that 00. Now, here's an interesting situation. If the lead pack drivers, the top 11 or 12 drivers, if they all pit, and the cars starting with the 7 of Jacob Vanoski, well, he just wrecked, so he won't even get the wave around. But David Sharp, Steve Spieth, Brandon Stocks, Greg Wychinski, and Paul Olson, if they all stay out and they get in front of the leader, they'll get what's called a wave around. That means they get to go at 1 lap to green, they get to go around the pace car, and they get to start at the back of the field back on the lead lap. Highly doubt we're going to see any leaders pitting this time. So while we're at this yellow flag, let's take a real quick commercial break and see if we can't give a shout out to some of our sponsors.
Matrix harnesses the power and versatility of the smartphone or tablet and turns it into a powerful input device customized to fit the application you're using. Whether you're looking for a remote control for media player, presentation, or immersive game interface with precisely timed macros, Matrix has you covered. Visit matrixapp.com for details.
Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use our 20% discount promo code ISCA20.
And welcome back to Talladega. Matt, there we are. And you said this during the commercial break. Cautions breed what?
Cautions.
Yes, we've seen one caution, we've seen another one, and I don't believe we're over yet. We're only 69 laps into this thing. We've still got 25 laps. When we go green again, it'll be 24 laps, and that's when the heat is on. These guys are racing right now, again, for a purse of $100. We're watching Paul Olson in the 43 machine. I'm looking at him. He's just coming off pit road. He just stayed on pit road for a lengthy minute and a half.
Chris Severe and then 00 got his lap back there. He said that he was a lucky dog. He got it back.
Yep. So now the lucky dog sitting as we sit right now is Brandon Socks in the 44.
See where they all turn out, where they're all lining up again.
Yeah, we have the leader at this moment is Jason Maines in that 12 machine on the outside of him. And the restart's going to be Andrew Navarra in the 26 machine. Jake Matheson in the 52 is going to start behind Jason Maines. And Jason Maines' son, Garrett Maines, in the 1 is going to start behind Andrew Navarra. Then we have James Mullins, Matthew Long, Chris Wilhite, Chris Johnson, Casey Sawatch, Nick Leo, Kenny Powell, Bill Bumgarner, and Chris Severa. They're all on the lead lap. Everybody behind him, starting with Brandon Cox, is 1 lap down. That's Brandon Cox, David Sharp, Steve Spieth, Greg Wychinski, Paul Olson, Jacob Vanoski, John Fowler, Danny Alt, Mark Casano, and I do believe Joshua Butler. The rest of the field has called it to the garage. That's a 36 machine of Trent Cameron. That's 57 of Landon Crabtree, and the 25 of Clayton Goins. They all called it a night.
You know what doesn't sound too bad, though? $50.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Just surviving this.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can pay $10 and win $50, that's not a bad time on iRacing tonight,
Be there at the end, and because we got a lot of cards that have heavy damage up front now. The 26 is the 1. Right rear damage, both of those cars. Just finishing this event in the top 3 and getting some kind of reward would be a good night.
It definitely will. It definitely will. Now, these guys are all thinking about that, too. They're going to get up in the mix of this thing. I fully expect to see the top at least 13 battling. And this is exactly what the cars 14th on back want to see. They want to see that top 13 battling like crazy, because that gives them an opportunity to get back on the lead lap.
No more faster pairs.
Yeah. As we go green, we're going to have roughly about 22 laps left before the end of this race.
Counting down to should be an exciting finish.
Now, Matt, we're going to see that side-by-side 3x3 racing we've been waiting for, because we're going to have roughly about, like I said, 22 laps left. When we get down to about 15 to go, these guys are going to start getting desperate. They're going to throw caution to the wind, and they're going to roll the dice, and they're going to see what they can get done so they can win them a cool $100. As we're getting ready to go green again, it looks like Jason Maines in that 12 machine's on the inside line, and he's going to start this field off. And we got the green. Let's go, Jason. Yeah, he's going to wait it. He's going to wait for it to fly. Many drivers would have already just shot it. And then we got the green there, and he gets a not so great start. Looks like that 26 machine on the outside of Andrew. He got I don't know, he might get a black flag for that. I don't know if he jumped the leader or not. But that doesn't matter, because Jason Maines he's coming.
Maines just didn't go.
Yeah, he's on the inside, and he's coming strong. He's
Almost like he missed a shift or something.
Well, there is a 6-car tandem on the outside there, and there's, here comes the 27 going to close this up.
Stacking them up as soon as they take the green flag, they're already stacked up.
Oh yeah, they're going to run this side by side right quick here until they get all packed in. And what these drivers want to do is they want to try to get up as far as they can into this position in case another caution comes out, because nobody, in my opinion, nobody wants to start on the outside. So the further they can get up, the better chance that they can start on the inside line here. But surprisingly, you see that the 22 is back in the mix of this thing, and he is down a lap. So I think he's trying to battle for the lucky dog.
And we got a few lap cars back there that are...
22, Matt, he is 2 laps down. So he's just back there battling with these guys, just to battle.
They're winning the race too, lap down or not.
Last car in the lead lap is that 00 Chris Rivera. He's kind of sitting back in the back of this pack here, trying to watch and see what they're going to do, because he knows this is the calm before the storm. It's going to start being some 3-wide racing. These guys are not going to stay patient for long. In roughly about, let's see here, probably maybe 6, 7, 8 laps, these guys are going to start pulling off the 3-wide, and that's when the fun begins. It looks like already the 00 trying to go 3-wide on the inside of the 22, and he's going to clear it there. It's still 3-wide, and he makes it successful. The 00 is going 3-wide all the way up in the middle there, between the 9 and the 44 now. As long as they can hold their line, that is fine. The 44 backs off because he doesn't like the way this is starting to stir up here. The 00 is checked up, and the 22 caught the tap of the back of the 00.
Yeah, you can do it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Woo. Chris Rivera. He said, I'm going to take it 3-wide. Hold your line.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
as
that's the only way you're going to
don't hit nobody else. You can go ahead and drive it right up the middle if you wanted to.
They go 3-wide on the outside here. It's an outside line. They're going around the outside of Garrett Maines. I think he's going to do it 3-wide. Is he dropping back because he's got no help? If somebody would have jumped up there with that, looks like that's the 29? What is that? The 99.
Matthew Long.
Yeah, if somebody would have jumped up there with Matthew Long, this could have been 3-wide racing. But at this point, these guys are saying, if you jump out of line, you're dropping back. So they're not ready to go 3-wide yet. But obviously, Chris Rivera is very ready to go 3-wide. As a 27, he drifts up a little bit too high to that 22, and that's going to bring out a caution if you get too high. Yeah, I'm patiently watching Chris Rivera in that 00. I think he wants to get to the front of this field. He's already shown he's not afraid to go 3-wide. And he's looking, boy. He just wants Kenny Powell in that 24 machine to either A, go high, or he's going to squeeze in there and force Kenny to go high. They're
Starting to get a little antsy up there, aren't they?
yes, they are. It's going to get interesting here. We're at 78. We've got roughly about 15 laps left of this race, and these guys are wanting that $100. Kenny Powell is looking. He's trying to go 3 wide there. He is trying to force it. Severa needs to. He needs to go to the low line. Oh. Boy, this is going to be antsy here, Matt. I'm just watching this in anticipation, knowing.
This is where I turn off the TV at home.
Yeah, because you don't want to see the melee that's about to happen. Here. Looks like Kenny Powell's 24 machine is laying back. I don't know if he's trying to think about, let's run this high line, and he's hoping that the 00 Chris Severa will go high with him, and he'll take this 3 wide. Now he can lay back like that, slingshot to the outside, and there it is. There it is. He's hoping that Severa's going to pull him out 3 wide. And see the momentum he gets on the slingshot. This is going to be 3 wide. This is either going to be good or this is going to be bad. If they can hold this off, and the outside of the line. Oh, Kenny Powell gets loose.
Oh, no.
Oh. There it is. If you can't hold that wide, you will take out everybody.
Like, Kenny just lost it up there on the high line, or he got help from the 00, or couldn't quite tell which one it was.
Let's look and.
Looks like he might have gotten help from the 00 Chris Severa. Getting in the back of Kenny. I don't know if he's trying to push or.
Well, let's see if it's net code. We're hearing some rumors of net code. Let's check it out here. Let's watch the 00 as he's in the bumper. And remember that slingshot move? It moved. It made it, boy. They were doing great here. And he is on his bumper pretty good. And then he's holding his line.
I don't think that was net code. I think that was getting into the back of him.
No, they're stretched away from him. And let's watch that. Oh, it does. It looks like Severa just caught that left rear bumper. Well, we have that caution. Let's go ahead and stop for another commercial break. We'll be right back.
Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use our 20% discount promo code ISCA20.
As we come back to Talladega, that melee just happened there. That took the 3 wide racing we were talking about all this time, waiting for it to happen, and it happened. It kind of looks like, after watching the replay, that the 00 of Chris Severa, he was just a little bit too much to the left of Kenny Powell's bumper there when he tried to go back and start bump drafting again, and that caused the 24 machine to spin around and take out roughly 5 or 6 cars. So that's going to put Jason Maines, clearly made it through there, easy as pie. Jake Matheson in second. Chris Johnson in that 48 machine in third. Bill Bumgarner in fourth. Garrett Maines is in fifth. Andrew Navarra sixth. Matthew Long is in seventh. Nick Leo's in eighth. James Mullins is in ninth. And rounding out the top 10 is Casey Sawatch.
Coming down to last man standing here.
Yeah. That's really rough there. And it looks like the 27 is getting on pit road for a long extended time. I don't know what's going on with him. Mullins has now got that infamous, if you look at the back of the number 9 machine, or the number 6 machine of James Mullins, he's got that little crunch on the back of the fender there. I'm guessing that Garrett Maines got that fixed. He doesn't know, probably no longer.
He saved us from earlier. It was a smart move. Well, that he saved it. He got hit in the back by James and I wrecked earlier, but Garrett Maines saved his fastest pair, and he's back out there. Fresh car.
Biggest move of this race tonight is going to be that 9 machine of Billy Bumgarner. He started in the 22nd position. He's running top 5. He's in 4th. So he's sitting in the captain's seat. He patiently waited it out, see what these guys are doing. I'm going to feel you out, and I'm going to move up in there and see what I got. Okay, so he moved himself up there. The highest in these B-class drivers is going to be that 27 of Casey Sawech. He is a B-class driver. The second one down is the 7 of Jacob Vanaski. So, and we just got radio chatter that the 00, he's admitting to just, not being able to control that bumper, and he takes out the Kenny Powell.
This field here. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of cars with their right rear fender just smashed in. Wonder what keeps happening.
So anybody, that 27 we just talked about is he's in the top 10 right now, and he's got a little damage opposite side fender. He's on the left side.
Looks like everyone has damage at this point, except for the number 1 car, Garrett Maines. Brand new. Doesn't even have any dirt on it yet. We're going to see what he can do.
Well, Garrett was involved in that last wreck.
So
he came in and got that little fast repair. So let's see how that plays out for him, because as we know, we've got 13 laps left. If we go green, it's going to be 12 laps. We've just seen 3 wide. Let's see if we can call it again.
Down to father and son, the Mainses, for the win here tonight. That 52 still up there. Jake Matheson still in this.
Look, if we had looking at the inside, or the 6 and the 27, they both have opposite damage on the rear ends there. They get together, they'd almost match a little bit. As we go green here this time by, it's Jason Maines and Jake Matheson on the outside. Let's see who gets the better jump. But doesn't look like the 27 has got a little blinking going on there. Oh, a huge jump for the outside line. A tremendous.
E3 right up there.
That was a huge jump for the outside line as he gets down in front there, and that's going to leave somebody out there on the outside just to fall back unless he can fall in. And he does. He just squeezes.
Oh.
He takes the spot, boy.
Threw himself in that inside line.
It's in the 6 to James Mullins. He is not going to stay patient on this inside line. He's going to go to the outside, and he's going to want that outside line to run with it, because he's hoping that he can get somebody behind him, and they can make this a 3-wide battle.
Got the talent, and who's got the better setup at this point? The hell of damage. We're all damaged.
We got the 12, Jason Maines. He is going to ride. Looks like he's riding.
Just drive it out.
On the inside, and then he comes to take the lead is the 52 of Jake Matheson. Now that leaves Garrett Maines. That one car, he's like, Dad, watch this. I'm going to the front. And again, that 26, Andrew Navarra. I tell you, that guy's had some speed tonight. If he ever got to the lead of this thing, he might walk away. He has been pushing everybody up there. He's like, it's my turn. When's somebody going to push me? And Mullins is telling him, look, if you go 3 wide, I got your bumper. And look at that. It looks like they both dive right down in front of him.
With all that rear damage.
Yeah. So the 99 is getting behind the bumper here of James Mullins. And let's see if the 99 can push him up there. Matthew Long, if he can get him up there, they're going to need more than 2 cars. But they both have matching rear bumper damage. And the 12, Jason Maines says, listen, Mullins, I need you to push me up there. My kid is winning this race, and I want to take it from him. Wouldn't that be spectacular to see a battle? Father and son. At 99, he just left it. Let's see if Jason's going to be able to get in there. Yeah, Jason's he's not going to get any drafting help. Looks like they're going to run bumper to bumper. We're going to regroup, get our speeds back up to par, and then we're going to try this 3-wide battle again. Here we go. We got Jason Maines on the outside again if he just gets James Mullins, but James already seen this once. He's going to need more than 2 cars on that outside line to move anywhere.
People are getting a little impatient, don't you think, Al?
Well, what do they got? They got less than 10 laps left. They're going to get
9
impatient.
laps to go for 8. Some temper is starting to flare.
All right, here we go. Mullins says, all right, 99, I'm going to push you to the front, okay? And let's see. He's like, nope, I'm going to bail you on you too, like you did me earlier. That's a little payback. So now let's see if Jason can get on the bumper, and he's going to close that gap up, and they're going to leave that 99 out to dry.
Man for himself at this point.
Oh, yeah. Payback is not a fun thing to have here. And it looks like Garrett Maines is still up there in the lead. In the second place is Andrew Navarro, that 26 machine that helped him push him up there. But I'm telling you what, before this race is over, I bet you we're going to see that 26 machine try a slingshot move. He's going to get right to the bumper of Garrett Maines, and as they come off of turn 4, he's going to slide around to the outside and hope a car goes with him, and he can take the win.
Regardless, these guys have put on a hell of a show tonight, and you can tell that there's a lot of good drivers out there, and regardless, it's been fun.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic race. Some accidents happen. I mean, we misjudge, where we're at on the track, and we have an incident. This is Dega. If we had this 94 laps clean, I'd be amazed. It looks like Jason Maines is going to try it again on the outside. If he got a slingshot move, and that's going to get him up 1 car. What he needs to have happen is he needs to have the 9 and the 6 get behind him, okay? But these guys are thinking to themselves, I want you to push me to the front. Because exactly what's going to happen if Jason Maines gets to the front, as we see some drivers checking out here. It looks like Chris Johnson is going to try to go high, and he's going to try to push. Looks like the 52 of Jake. That's not going to happen. Boy, amazingly enough, Jason Maines is working that draft, that side draft, and just staying with these guys with absolutely zero help. Oh, here comes the 99.
Not each other help at all anymore. This is everybody glued to the bottom line, and you're on your own.
Yeah, they're going to wait it out till we get to about roughly this time by. This time by, these guys are going to start racing. We've got 5 laps to go, 6 laps to go. Usually when it gets down to 5 laps and it comes to Talladega, all hell breaks loose. And I expect this to not be any different.
Maines is the rabbit up there in the lead, but he's got 26 Andrew Navarro, the 52 Jake Madison, 48 of Chris Johnson all over his back bumper. I would not want to be Garrett Maines right now when these cars get a run.
Oh, no, and they're coming, too. That 52 keeps peeking out, and he keeps saying, who's going to go with me? Now we got the 52 out there, and he's got Jason Maines on his rear bumper. And here goes Jason. Going to push him up there. That's all he needed. Now, if I was a 6 car, I would get behind Jason Maines, and I would be in this thing. But what they're going to do right now is they're going to try to push, pull him back. They're fighting against, there he goes. There goes the high line, and this high line has got 4x4 train. So now this is a formation setting up for a side-by-side 3-wide race. And now Jason has got the opportunity to get up there and race with his son. What Garrett's got to do is he's got to make his rear bumper 3 lanes wide. Boy, some of these guys are just, it's phenomenal, the ability they have to maintain these car speeds. Oh, we have a lap car up here. This could be a player. This could be a big impact. Looks like we have two of them, and they're bumper to bumper. We already seen if one of those bumpers gets attached the wrong way, it's going to spin somebody around. Could this happen in front of these leaders? That would be tragic. As they stay as far down away from them lap cars as they can. Not move there.
Lose it now.
There we go. Back to the lead is going to be Jake Matheson, and he's got Jason Maines trying to push him up there. He wants to take the win away from his son Garrett, but Garrett has got a phenomenal drive off, and he maintains the lead still here. He's got Andrew Navarro back there. Now, Andrew doesn't want to see this right now. Andrew was hoping for the slingshot to get around Maines, Garrett, and get this win, but he doesn't have it. So all he can hope for now is that he can push Garrett far enough in front of the 52 where Andrew Navarro can slide up in front of the 52. That's what he's trying to do right now.
If I was that 12 car and Jason Maines, I would not take my foot off the...
Now you have two pro drivers out there. One's on the pole, one's on the inside, one's on the outside, and they're racing like crazy for the lead here. And these guys are pushing. James Mullins in that six machine is very smart. He knows I don't want to get to the rear bumper of Jason Maines because I'll spin him out and take out some cars, and I don't have a fast repair left. What I can do, though, is I can slingshot this 3 wide here, as we've seen Kenny Powell and Chris Rivera do earlier. Kind of unsuccessful, but they did it. So, the 99 gets a little squirrely there. We have literally got 2 laps left this time by. They've got to make a move. If they want to get that win away from Garrett Maines, they have got to get that.
The line just can't get it going.
No, the outside line. Oh, they're going to touch. Looks like Chris Johnson came up just a little bit too much and touched Mr. Maines. They better do something now because
running out of time.
They're running out of time. They're going to have one more lap. One more lap to get around this thing. Looks like Garrett Maines is going to hold the lead there. Second place is the fight between Jason Maines and Andrew Navarro in the 9 machine. He kind of slides out. Oh my gosh. Oh, there it goes. What happened to... Oh, and he gets hard plowed. Oh, James Mullins in the 6 machine. He just, it looked like it just cranked.
Just came up and wrecked him, and then came up again and wrecked somebody else.
So we got the winner of this race is going to be Garrett Maines. Second place is Jake Matheson. Third is Andrew Navarro. Fourth is Chris Johnson. Fifth is Jason Maines. Sixth is Matthew Long. Seventh is Bill Bumgarner. Eighth, Brandon Stocks. Ninth, James Mullins. 10th is Nick Leo. 11th, Steve Spieth. 12th is David Sharp. 13th, Paul Olson. 14th, Casey Sawatch. 15th, Jacob Vanaski. 16th, Greg Wachinski. 17th, Mark Casano. 18th, Danny Alt. 19th, Chris Wilhite. 20th, Chris Rivera. 21st, Kenny Powell. 22nd, John Fowler. 23rd, Joshua Butler. 24th, Trent Cameron. 25th, Landon Crabtree. 26th, Clayton Goins. And that concludes our race tonight. We're going to have a little chat as soon as we can get a hold of the first, second, and third place winners and bring them into the booth with us here. So give us 1 second. We'll pause for a commercial. We'll be right back.
Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use our 20% discount promo code ISCA20.
Well, welcome back to the conclusion of this Matrix Butt Kicker Talladega race that we had tonight. It was a pay to win, and coming in third place is going to be the 26 machine of Andrew Navarra. Andrew Navarra, Al Kozlowski in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Andrew, buddy, you were pushing and pushing and pushing, and I was waiting for that slingshot. And please tell me I wasn't wrong with thinking that if you can get enough room in front of that outside line, that you were going to slingshot right around Garrett to try to win for.
Yeah, if I had a shot at it, I would have gone for it. But once Matheson was on my outside, I was locked in. So I had to either push Garrett and try to finish in front of Matheson with a good push, or just be content and just stay there.
Well, this is the first race you ran with us here tonight and put on one hell of a performance. We've had a couple of mishaps, 2 or 3 cautions. It's Dega. That happens. But staying in the front, that definitely benefited you quite a bit.
Yeah, staying out the front, we were working with Garrett, Jason, Matheson, and I think it was Mullins, and we just executed perfectly on our pit stop. So it was a real treat working with those guys.
Well, you did a fantastic job tonight coming in third place. You got any teammates you want to thank? Anybody help build your setups? Any sponsors? Anything like that? Mom and Dad watching? Anything?
Yeah, I'd like to thank CGE, 7Cs, Phantom GFX, Maconi Setup Shop.
You're not going to thank Mom and Dad, Andrew? You're going to leave them out to dry?
Yeah, Mom and Dad.
I don't want you to forget them. All right, Andrew, fantastic run tonight. Congratulations on that third place podium finish. Jake Matheson in that 52 machine at Al Kozlowski in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Jake, we thought it was going to be a side-by-side battle. We knew who was going to be with. We kind of thought to ourselves that Andrew was going to do that slide job that we've seen many times, but you closed the door on that one. Wise move, and you came in second. Did you have much for Garrett Maines?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we had a really good piece this race. Obviously, me and Garrett were both in the Coca-Cola series. Me and him worked together really well this race, I think. Coming to the line there, I got a big push from Jason, and he gave me everything he got, and I got beside Garrett, and unfortunately, it was just a little bit, a little bit more would have been right at the line, but coming to the line, everything's off the table. I was doing what I had to do, he was doing what he had to do. Thankfully we didn't junk it across the line. Just a really good race all the way through, I feel.
Well, there was 5 100ths of a second between you guys. I mean, that is you guys ran a fantastic race the whole race. It was clean. Did you enjoy yourself tonight?
Oh, absolutely. I think this was a great idea to sign up for this. Yeah, I mean, in reality, 5 100ths is quite a lot, quite little, and it was definitely close. I'm sure it was quite exciting for the people watching. Other than that, it's just really exciting. That long green flag run we had at first was a lot of fun. We usually don't have those in super speedway races. We usually get a caution before pit stops. So, having a full pit stop cycle through is a treat.
Yeah, we didn't allow everybody to just come into this class of field here. We wanted to make sure that we had some long fun. I'm tongue-tied just like you tonight, bud. To make sure that we had some long runs so everybody can get a feel for how everybody's going to drive. So we can probably look forward to seeing you again here next month. I think we're running Daytona.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can mark that down the schedule right now and then. I had a lot of fun, and definitely expect to see me back. Like you said to Andrew there. Obviously, Mom and Dad over in the next room. Got to thank them as always. I got to thank Williams Esports, Nexus Esports, Fanatec, Playseat, Chill Blast, BenQ, One All Sim, Team Razor, everyone that's on my car, and that's backing me up for this season. So, good that we're bringing these guys to a P2 finish, and hats off to Garrett. Played it perfect.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job. Nothing to sneeze at. Second is not that bad. And for the fashion that you finished second in, if you might have pushed it a little bit harder to try to get first, I've done it many times. You may have ended up seventh. So
yeah.
Really smart move there to come in second, and that's congratulations on you. And just like we've been all broadcast telling everybody about you and Garrett both run the Coke Series. I look forward to watching you in the Coke Series, and if you drive like this in the Coke Series, I look forward to seeing you in victory lane.
Man, I really appreciate that. I'm not gonna do anything dumb to take me and Garrett out of contention. Sorry. I'm not gonna do anything dumb to take Garrett out of contention. Coming to the line, I mean, I race him with respect. He races me with respect. It's mutual, and it's the way to race. So it's good time.
Well, good job. If you got any of your buddies up there in the Coke Series that want to just come and have some fun, we tell them to come on to Daytona next month, and we'll see everybody there. Congratulations, Jake, on that second place finish. That was phenomenal.
Thank you very much.
Now let's get to the man of the hour, the number one machine, who finished in number one to win this race, Garrett the Monster Maines. Garrett Maines, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Phenomenal run, Garrett. For the longest time here, I'm watching this, and for folks that don't know, Jason Maines is your father. And I'm thinking to myself, is daddy and son going to be battling first and second here? Are we going to watch another one of these events at Talladega like, we haven't seen in many years? And for some way, your dad just kind of fell back. Were you kind of taking it easy on the old man, or what? Give me a little insight here.
Man, I feel so bad. I told him to move up with James because I thought James was like not damaged enough that they would be able to push back up and we'd be in good shape. And basically, I instructed him to hang himself out. So I was like, that is not good. That was in the last 8 laps of the race. So thankfully, he was able to get back up there, and him and Matheson were pushing to the line. When he got hot, I was actually a little bit relieved because I knew that at least I had a chance. Matheson's car was on rails, and it was going to take a perfect push basically to win this race. And I know everybody in the top 5 there was capable of giving that perfect push. So definitely just we were in the right place, right time, able to execute. Shout out to Mullins for keeping my head on straight there and telling me not to use my fast repair when I got caught up in that first crash, because I fixed the rear damage, no big deal, got back out front, and then we all wrecked. So got very lucky there to still have that fast repair, and basically got to put the boosters on for the last 8 laps with the fresh car.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. Now, were you worried about Andrew Navarra and that 26 machine pulling off that little slingshot move? Did you know that was coming?
I honestly couldn't tell. It was hard to say purely because if he hopped up, it was going to completely hang me out, obviously. But it was in that situation of will he have the momentum if he hops up? And I'm just really glad he stuck with me there, and we ended up getting 1-3. I mean, we'd all been working together, so none of us really wanted to jeopardize the race. Because if I got hung out, I was going straight to the probably 2 rows back. There's no telling how far I would have fell, just because my momentum would have been killed. But just I'm fortunate that didn't happen, and that's just one of those situations where you won't know unless it happens, and just thankfully it worked out the way it did, and able to come home with the win.
Now, Garrett, my next question, I want you to think about this really, really, really deep, because we're going to find out right now how bad you feel about hanging your dad out to dry. Give me some thanks and some shout outs, some sponsors, and some other people to thank tonight.
Oh, I gotta give I see where you're going with this. Well, I gotta thank my dad, big time there in that race. We actually ran a Talladega race right before this, and it always seems like it's me and him running at the front, being able to to keep ourselves up there pushing. He's gotten a lot of experience recently, gotten really good at being able to give those big pushes. And Matheson almost got the benefit of it there, but just shout out to him. Also got to thank OfferPad, Smithfield, Linux, ComServe, Swag, all the guys at Elliott Sadler Esports for such a good car. I honestly didn't realize this was going to be open setup race, but we had a really, really strong, car for the Coke Series. So we just kind of put that in for today, and it was really strong. So big shout out to them as well.
Well, I think that makes some of the rest of the field pretty happy because you obviously and Jake Matheson are both Coke drivers. I mean, you've gained some fans tonight. I'm pretty certain of that. But we have drivers that aren't Coke drivers that were in the field tonight, and their setups are not Coke standard setups, and they were staying up there with you. So that probably makes them feel pretty good. So I appreciate you so much and coming in here and displaying all this talent. Will we be seeing you at Daytona next month?
I hope so. Just shoot me a reminder, and I'll be sure to try to make it there.
So question number 2, do you feel bad enough to pay Dad's entry into Daytona next month?
So it's funny you say that. I paid his entry tonight, so there was some skin in the game on that one, because if he didn't make it back up, I lost on my investment. So thankfully, I will be getting my entry fee back there. I lose on that every time. I was joking with him today. Whenever he pays his own entry fee, he wins or makes a lot. You know what I mean? Like 3-4 times what he put in. Whenever I pay his entry fee, he gets taken out. And it's like, this does not work. I almost just
stop paying for his entry fee. It sounds like you just stopped paying for his entry fee. So let's bring some buddies from the Coke Series to do Daytona next month, and let's make that one heck of a race, because just like Talladega, there's a lot of excitement. I expected to see a little bit more 3-wide racing. We tried to do that once, and it was an epic fail. But it was just a misjudgment of a bumper there. But again, Garrett, fantastic run tonight, and congratulations on that win in that number 1 machine.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
And that concludes our race tonight at Talladega, and we will be back next month at Daytona, and we should be seeing a lot of the same drivers on the track. Maybe some new faces. Maybe Garrett Maines and Jake Matheson will bring some Coke buddies with them, and they'll all be battling on the track for a pot. I don't know what it will be that by that time. We might have more drivers coming in. For now, we say goodbye from Talladega and congratulate Garrett Maines, Jake Matheson, and Andrew Navarra. Have a good night.